All right, so today we're going to take a deep dive into a topic that I think is
I love this.
yeah, and it really resonates with that age-old idea that food is medicine, right?
Right.
And we're looking at this report you shared with me all about the top 10 superfoods.
Yeah.
And these aren't just your everyday groceries. These
Okay.
are described as being, you know, powerhouses really packing a punch when it comes to internal healing and disease prevention.
Absolutely.
So our mission today is to unpack this list based on the material you provided,
Right.
and see what makes these 10 foods so special for
Okay.
your health journey.
What's fascinating
Yeah.
from the get-go is this emphasis on regular consumption.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not about just like, this one-time fix or anything.
Right.
It's about,
It's the lifestyle.
like a lifestyle change.
Yeah.
The report that you provided used this great analogy about eating 7 apples on Saturday night
Oh, yeah.
versus 1 a day,
Oh, I like that.
which I think really hits home.
Yeah.
Consistency is key
Yeah.
when we're talking about the long-term health benefits of these foods.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
what's so great about this is that
Yeah.
we're not talking about,
Okay.
some exotic ingredients that you're going to have to,
Yeah.
fly to some remote mountaintop to get.
Oh, no.
These are everyday items you can pick up at your
Yes.
local grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
So the buzz around these foods is not about their
Right.
scarcity or novelty.
Yeah.
It's about their potential to really seriously impact your health.
Absolutely.
And we're talking about everything.
Yeah.
From managing body fat to reducing the risk of some really serious diseases like cancer type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and strokes,
Well,
and
yeah.
even playing a role in slowing down that aging process.
Oh, that's huge. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we're talking about today.
What's really interesting, too, is that the report you shared sort of anecdotally observed that people who seem to maintain, youthful vitality
Yeah,
often have a diet that's rich in these kinds of foods.
yeah,
So you think about the cumulative effects
yeah.
of these choices over time.
Okay, so let's dive into the list itself.
Okay.
The top 10 superfoods mentioned are avocados, nuts, specifically walnuts and almonds,
Okay.
broccoli, blueberries, green tea, lentils, oatmeal, the rolled kinder,
Oh, right.
garlic, tomatoes, and last but not least, extra virgin olive oil.
All right, well, let's start with those creamy green powerhouses.
Yeah.
Avocados.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, avocados are definitely having a moment, and for good reason, it seems, according to the report you're looking at.
Right.
It points to multiple studies suggesting that adding foods with these good fats,
Mm-hmm.
like avocados,
Yeah.
to a healthy diet
Right.
can actually help lower both blood pressure and body fat.
Wow.
That's a pretty compelling duo of benefits right there.
Yeah.
So think of avocados as like this creamy,
Yeah.
nutrient-dense package of good fats
Right.
that specifically target bad cholesterol and body fat.
It is, and it's not just any fat either.
No.
The majority of the fat in avocados is monounsaturated fat.
Yeah.
And you hear a lot about different types of cholesterol, right?
Right.
And what's interesting here is that this type of fat can actually help lower the bad LDL cholesterol without touching the good HDL cholesterol.
Very targeted benefit.
Yeah,
And
for your cardiovascular health.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the report that you've been digging into
Yeah.
really emphasizes the nutritional density of avocados, calling them the #1 honor roll plant food.
Wow.
That's quite a statement.
It is.
The sheer amount of nutrients packed into them is so high that the authors even playfully suggest you could almost live on them or use them as a substitute for a daily vitamin and mineral supplement.
Wow.
Although they're quick to say they don't actually recommend doing that. It really underscores how nutrient-rich they are.
Yeah, it's more about highlighting their potency,
Exactly.
right? And let's not forget how versatile they are.
Right.
You can just eat them plain. You can whip up some guacamole, add them to salads. Plus, they're really satisfying,
Yeah.
which can be a big win when you're trying to manage hunger.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Moving on to our next superfood category,
Yeah.
nuts,
Oh, yeah.
with a special nod to walnuts and almonds.
Okay.
So the report positions walnuts as kind of a top contender in this category, but also notes that almonds and other nuts aren't far behind, offering slightly different benefits and a welcome variety in taste.
No, it's important to mention, though,
Yes.
that the report clearly states that you should avoid peanuts and be mindful of tree nut allergies. That's a crucial disclaimer.
Absolutely.
But for those who can enjoy them,
Yeah.
nuts seem to be real nutritional powerhouses.
Right.
The report highlights their high magnesium content.
Yes.
Which is so vital for heart health.
Right.
And keeping blood sugar in check.
Yeah.
And apparently, a lot of people are deficient in magnesium these days.
Well, especially with the standard American diet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And stress and all that.
Yeah.
So what's fascinating about walnuts specifically is their high levels of several variations of natural vitamin E. And the report makes a point of addressing some potentially negative media portrayals of vitamin E.
Oh, yeah.
And its heart health benefits, asserting that it's actually a crucial nutrient for well-being. It's a good reminder to always look at the source and potential biases.
Oh, for sure.
Right behind any health information we encounter.
Right. Yeah, no doubt.
Okay, so we talked about the magnesium and talked about the vitamin E. Now, most nuts are also rich in the amino acid arginine, and this plays a key role in heart health by helping keep your arteries flexible and blood pressure in a healthy range.
Yeah.
Now, here's a surprising little tidbit. Arginine also supports blood flow.
Yeah.
And apparently is even used as a natural aid for erectile function.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah. And also, the report emphasizes how filling nuts are.
Yeah.
Thanks to their combination of protein, fiber, and fat.
Yeah.
It even mentions studies where adding a significant 500 calories of nuts daily didn't lead to weight gain in participants.
Really?
Suggesting that, they promote satiety and lead to an overall reduction in calorie intake throughout the day.
That's pretty counterintuitive, right? You think adding calories would lead to weight gain, but it seems like that fullness factor kicks in.
Exactly, yeah.
So this makes them a great option for weight management and also for vegans and vegetarians who need those extra healthy fats and protein, especially compared to what the report playfully calls starkitarians.
I like that.
Who might rely too heavily on carbohydrates.
Right, yeah.
Now, the high sterol content in nuts is another protective factor for heart health.
Right.
But perhaps one of the most striking points made in the report is this comparison drawn from a study that found regular nut consumption had comparable health and longevity benefits to not smoking.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's huge.
That's a powerful statement.
Yeah.
And there's even a mention of another study suggesting that walnuts specifically contain ellagic acid, which is a cancer-fighting antioxidant.
Yeah. So it seems like a small handful of nuts a day could really offer a wide range of protective benefits for your long-term health.
Absolutely.
So let's move on to our next superfood.
Okay.
Broccoli.
Broccoli.
Now, broccoli often has a bit of a reputation,
It does.
as you might
It
know.
does.
And the report even starts with a personal anecdote about overcoming a dislike for broccoli.
Yeah, I like that.
Which I think is relatable for a lot of people.
Oh, for sure.
It emphasizes that our tastes can evolve.
They can.
Yeah.
But beyond personal preference, what makes broccoli a superfood?
Well, the report highlights that broccoli is incredibly filling.
Okay.
Meaning you can eat a good amount of it without worrying too much about body fat gain.
Okay.
And it's also classified as a cruciferous vegetable.
Right.
Which is noted for its potential to help us live longer. This is attributed to its high content of carotenoids. These are plant pigments with antioxidant properties and several micronutrients that may play a role in cancer prevention, including compounds like indoles, sulforaphane, other types of antioxidants, and natural vitamin C.
So it's not just about filling you up. It's about providing a range of compounds that can actively support your health.
Absolutely.
The report also touches on this idea that simply eating less in general can reduce cancer risk. And broccoli, being so filling and low in calories, can certainly contribute to that.
Right.
Now, the report does acknowledge that some people have a genetic predisposition to find broccoli bitter or astringent.
It's interesting how our biology can influence our food preferences.
It does.
Yeah.
But thankfully, the report offers some practical tips for making broccoli more palatable.
Yeah.
And for preserving its nutritional value.
Okay.
Steaming or briefly boiling, it seems to be the way to go, retaining over 80% of its benefits.
Good to know.
On the flip side, microwaving using frozen broccoli or overcooking can really diminish the nutrients and the taste.
Really?
Apparently, prolonged heat can destroy up to 90% of the good stuff.
Oh, wow.
The report also mentions stir-frying as another option.
Okay.
Using a bit of coconut oil for just a short time to maintain the crunch.
Yeah.
lessen that astringent taste and add some flavor.
Right.
And finally, the simple strategy of combining broccoli with other foods you enjoy can help mask the taste if you're not a huge fan on its own.
That's a good tip.
Those are some good tips.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to something that's generally more universally loved.
Okay.
Blueberries.
Ah, blueberries.
Yeah.
The report certainly sings their praises, describing them as versatile and flavorful in so many forms, fresh frozen, with cereal, in shakes.
Yeah.
And importantly, they're highlighted as having some of the highest antioxidant values within the believer berry family.
Right.
And they're readily available,
Yeah.
though organic is preferred.
Okay.
So.
And like other berries, they're packed with vitamin C.
Yes.
But what's particularly interesting here is the mention of resveratrol.
Yeah.
Now, that's the same compound found in red wine and Concord grape juice.
Right.
That's good for heart health. But the great thing about blueberries is that you get that benefit without the blood sugar spike you'd get from juice or the expensive fine wine.
Yeah,
So
exactly. That's a win-win.
And the report that you're looking at points to the anthocyanidins.
Okay.
Now, these are powerful plant compounds, a type of flavonoid, that give blueberries their deep color and also have significant antioxidant properties.
Right.
And these apparently work in conjunction with vitamin C and protein to keep your arteries healthy by preventing tears, which helps maintain their flexibility and responsiveness as we age.
That sounds incredibly beneficial for your cardiovascular health.
Yeah.
And there's even a study cited that links regular blueberry consumption to far fewer strokes.
Oh, wow.
That's a pretty significant finding.
Yeah.
So
the thinking is that by improving the integrity of your arteries, blueberries may help prevent strokes caused by leaky blood vessels.
And also mitigate the impact of sudden blood pressure spikes.
And the benefits don't stop there.
Oh, no.
The report also mentions a fascinating finding that regular blueberry consumption may help prevent age-related memory loss and improve cognitive function in older adults.
That's important.
Yeah, this is definitely something to consider, especially if there's a family history of Alzheimer's or dementia.
Absolutely.
And let's not forget the most straightforward benefit.
Yeah.
As the report concludes, they taste fabulous.
They do. They do.
Agreed.
All right, next up on our list.
Yeah.
Green tea.
Green tea. Yeah.
Now, we hear a lot about tea in general.
Right.
But this report specifically highlights green tea. So the report states that green tea offers greater and more well-studied health benefits compared to black tea.
Okay.
It even mentions a study showing that a flavonoid in green tea was linked to a reduction in breast cancer incidence.
That's certainly encouraging.
Right.
And there's also a mention of a promising, though needing further research study, where green tea caused prostate cancer cells to self-destruct in a lab setting.
Oh, wow.
That's quite a potential.
It is. And as the report notes, while more research is needed, green tea is generally considered very safe for most people.
Right.
And it offers a range of other known benefits.
That's right.
It's high in antioxidants, contains a moderate amount of caffeine.
Right.
It can help with mental sharpness without many of the negative side effects often associated with coffee.
Right. Things like the jitters or anxiety from too much caffeine, which the report even references Dr. Dean Adele mentioning.
Oh, right. Right.
So while green tea does contain caffeine, it seems to be a gentler source.
Yeah, much gentler.
Yeah.
The report suggests that if you enjoy coffee, maybe have a cup in the morning and then switch to green tea later in the day as a replacement for that afternoon coffee or even sugary soft drinks.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
And there's also the point that the caffeine in green tea, or caffeine in general, has a thermogenic effect, meaning it can help with calorie burning and potentially contribute to fat loss.
So it's not just about the long-term health benefits. There might be some immediate metabolic perks as well.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to another nutritional powerhouse.
Okay.
Lentils.
Lentils really stand out in the bean family.
Okay.
They rank them first due to their high nutrient content and their unusually low glycemic index. That low GI is key because it means they're less likely to cause those rapid spikes in blood sugar and insulin that can lead to fat storage and can contribute to various diseases.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's interesting to learn about their historical significance as a staple food in places like India.
Yeah.
They're also highlighted for their high protein content for a plant-based food.
The report even mentions that when you combine them with things like non-fat milk brown rice or whole eggs, they can actually serve as a protein substitute for meat.
That's great news for vegetarians. And anyone looking to incorporate more plant-based protein into their diet.
Yeah, for sure.
And beyond protein, lentils are also packed with soluble fiber, which we know can help lower LDL cholesterol.
Right.
Now, there's an interesting little note here from one of the authors about cholesterol, referencing www.thinks.org. And suggesting we explore alternative viewpoints and discuss findings with our doctor while still acknowledging that keeping LDL in a normal range isn't harmful. So it's a good reminder to be informed and have those conversations with your healthcare provider.
Absolutely.
And in addition to fiber, lentils are surprisingly high in antioxidants. Their high total fiber content also contributes to digestive health by preventing constipation. Plus, they're a good source of various minerals, especially magnesium, which, as we mentioned earlier with nuts, is crucial for things like bone density.
Absolutely.
So they're hitting a lot of key nutritional areas.
They are.
And to top it off, the report emphasizes how affordable lentils are, making them a really budget-friendly way to eat well, especially if you're cooking at home. Next on our list is oatmeal, but with a very specific caveat. It needs to be rolled oats, not the instant kind. The report specifically recommends cooking rolled oats in boiling water, maybe with a little raw butter, for its health benefits. There's even a tip for those who might have trouble tolerating carbs. Soaking the oats overnight can deactivate enzyme inhibitors that can cause digestive issues.
Well, that's a good tip.
And when it comes to heart health, there's a really compelling study mentioned
about oat millers, people who work with oats. It found that those who ate the most of their own product had the least amount of heart disease.
Interesting.
Even those who ate less oatmeal than their colleagues still had less heart disease than the general population.
Oh, wow.
That's a pretty direct link.
Yeah.
And it makes you reconsider what you're having for breakfast.
Yeah.
The report even suggests thinking about the added benefits of combining oatmeal with some of our other superfoods like blueberries and walnuts.
Oh, that sounds good.
That's a power-packed breakfast. And for those who are into fitness, the report notes that oatmeal is a great base for a quick and healthy meal by adding whey or soy protein. It's also reasonably high in protein and B vitamins on its own. And when you pair it with milk or protein powder, it can provide enough protein to stand in for a meal, like ham and eggs. So versatile, affordable, and linked to significant health benefits. So let's move on to a flavor powerhouse. Garlic. Garlic. So the report starts by connecting the high garlic consumption in countries like China and Italy with the generally good health of their populations.
That's an interesting cultural link. And when we look at the science, the report highlights evidence of garlic having antibiotic and antiviral effects, especially when it's raw and minced. It's even called nature's medicine, which feels particularly relevant given the ongoing challenge of antibiotic-resistant bacteria and viruses.
Absolutely.
While the report acknowledges that garlic alone might not be a full-blown treatment for serious infections, it suggests that regular consumption could be a valuable tool in preventing illness, especially when your immune system is under stress, combined with other immune boosters like vitamin C and E. It can be quite potent.
And it's not just about warding off colds. The report emphasizes garlic's well-documented role in protecting our blood vessels, with studies even suggesting it can aid in the reversal of heart disease symptoms.
That's a pretty strong claim.
It is.
So
regular garlic consumption has been shown to lower high blood pressure in some individuals. And studies have indicated that both dietary and supplemental garlic can help remove calcium deposits in arteries, which are known to be linked to heart attacks and strokes.
So it's working on multiple fronts when it comes to cardiovascular health, contributing to healthy blood vessels, slowing plaque formation, and even lowering levels of homocysteine.
Yeah.
That's a protein linked to inflammation and heart disease.
Right.
And the report even shares a study where adding garlic to a combination of B6, B12, and folic acid more effectively and rapidly lowered homocysteine levels in people who already had heart disease and high levels of this protein.
That synergistic effect is quite interesting.
Now, the report does address the fact that some people are allergic to garlic or simply don't like its smell.
Yeah.
For those individuals, it suggests supplemental garlic as an alternative.
Yeah. That's a good practical tip.
Right. We're nearing the end of our list with tomatoes.
Yeah. The humble tomato.
Yeah.
So the report starts by highlighting the simple sensory pleasure of eating raw tomatoes in salads or sandwiches that taste the texture, that satisfying crunch.
Yeah.
Apparently, these factors are important for sticking with healthy eating habits long term.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And nutritionally, raw tomatoes provide fiber, vitamin C, and a decent amount of vitamin A. Right.
There's even a mention of a mystery protectant for the heart found in that yellow fluid around the seeds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's funny how some seemingly small parts of food can hold significant benefits.
Yeah.
But what's really interesting is that tomatoes become even healthier when they're cooked.
Right.
Especially when you cook them with garlic and extra virgin olive oil.
Yeah.
2 other superfoods on our list.
Exactly. Cooking actually increases the bioavailability of lycopene, which is a powerful carotenoid that helps protect against certain types of cancer and also promotes heart health.
And that cooking lycopene connection is specifically mentioned in relation to prostate cancer.
Right.
Studies have linked higher consumption of cooked tomato products to a decrease in prostate cancer risk in men.
Yeah, that's a pretty targeted benefit.
Yeah, it is.
All right, and finally we arrive at our 10th superfood.
Yeah.
Extra virgin olive oil.
Extra virgin olive oil, a staple in so many healthy diets.
Absolutely.
So the report positions it as a fantastic way to increase healthy fat intake and boost the flavor of your food. It also notes its ability to help blunt appetite and increase that feeling of fullness, which is always a plus when you're trying to manage weight.
Absolutely. Its central role in the Mediterranean diet, often hailed as a very healthy eating pattern, speaks volumes.
Yeah.
And the report even mentions studies that have shown faster and more sustainable fat loss when olive oil and other healthy fats are included in the diet, partly due to a reduction in cravings for unhealthy fatty foods. It's that sense of satiety again. And it's not just about weight loss. Extra virgin olive oil is primarily monounsaturated fat, which is considered more stable for cooking compared to polyunsaturated vegetable oils. They can promote inflammation. Although the report does mention a preference for combining it with coconut oil for cooking by one of the authors.
Now, this leads to the question, why spring for the extra virgin variety? The report explains that extra virgin olive oil has a significantly higher antioxidant content and is generally considered a safer product. And there's also this concerning note about potential adulteration of regular olive oil with less healthy and cheaper oils like cottonseed and corn oil. So this makes choosing extra virgin olive oil a more reliable way to ensure you're actually consuming 100% olive oil. Expert speaker.